Hi everyone, welcome to the day 2 of a 5-day workshop on how to build organization culture. And today I am going to talk about how to build the culture of feedback and appreciation. So let's start with the feedback first. Here are my few tips to how to build the culture of feedback in an organization. Number 1, when you are sharing the feedback with any person, always ensure that you are ready to listen to the person's feedback as well in that particular feedback session. It is not a one-way action, it is a two-way activity. The way you give it, you should be able to receive it the same way. Number 2, always ensure that the word feedback is never understood as a negative action. People should not believe that when we go for their feedback sessions, they only listen negative about them or they only listen to the areas of improvement that they need to work on. Ensure that you mention about their positive behavior, their positive actions, and their process improvement initiatives, and so on and so forth. Look for the opportunities where you can appreciate them for their actions. Number 3, try and use a method to deliver your feedback. So for example, a sandwich technique where you start from a positive observations, blend in something that the person needs to work on, and end with the positive observations again. Or you could use a start, stop, and continue method, which means that you speak to the individual about what they should start to improve their performance, what they should stop, and what should they continue. These are a few tips. The next is about looking at where and how are you sharing this feedback. So where means the location. I was speaking to a few colleagues and somebody told me that you can certainly share a feedback in a group with an individual. Now look at that. Exchange your shoes and realize that if you are that individual and somebody is sharing the feedback with you in a group, how would you feel? Because the purpose of sharing the feedback is only for your improvement. It is not to tell anybody around you about your shortcomings, and you may or may not like it. So the better observation here is that share the feedback or share the areas of improvement in a room and talk about it and come out. It is completely opposite in case of an appreciation. Look for avenues where you can appreciate somebody in a group. So let me quote an example here. I was working for this organization and they had this excellent opportunity for showing appreciation of somebody's work. So they had those thank you cards, and there was a small card this size. What you had to do is to write somebody's name on that, the person you want to appreciate, write your quote if you have any, and go to the person's desk, shake hands and say thank you for doing an excellent job. What it was doing is, one, it was certainly giving this person an advantage of seen by everybody around him or her that this person was appreciated. And second, it helped in building a good connect with that individual and the person who was appreciated. So try and use these actions. These are a few tips that you can certainly try and incorporate. And I'm sure if you're looking at the cost of deploying this card as an activity, I think you can work around the budgets as well. Last but not the least, always be available to help. The moment you have shared your observation about somebody for their process improvement or performance improvement, your job doesn't end there. It actually starts from that point. So when you have shared your observations, always try and check with this person periodically. Set your period for about 1 week or 15 days or whatever is convenient to you. Go back to that individual and ask if they need your help to achieve that particular task that you both have spoken in the last feedback session. Be available to help. Now, moving on to appreciation. So when you appreciate somebody, always ensure that you are not comparing the performance of this individual with somebody else. If you have to draw a comparison with their own performance in the last 3 months, 6 months, or 1 month, or whatever the time period is. And then talk about what improvement they have shown now. That will help you to appreciate them better. Number 2, never be gender biased. We have seen situations in corporates and outside as well. People become gender biased while appreciating. Never ever do that. Do not appreciate anybody because you have some benefits that you're seeking from this person. Be genuine in your appreciation. It should reflect in your tone, your body language, your gestures, or your writing if you're writing an email for that matter. It should reflect. Always be genuine with your appreciation. Never mention about the mistakes that the person did when you're appreciating somebody. Because for mistakes, you've already shared this observation, and that is how the progress happened. When the progress happened, you got this opportunity to appreciate this individual now. Make the most of it. Do not go back to the past actions that are related to somebody's mistakes or somebody's areas of opportunities. This is the time for you to appreciate this individual. Make the most of it again. Last but not the least, if you had contributed to this person's success and now you are the individual who is appreciating, do not talk about yourself as a contributor to this person's success. Because when you help this person, you help because you wanted to help, or maybe this person seeked your help. But now, when this person took your advices or took your suggestions, he has or she has moved from that level A to level B in terms of improvement. And now you've got this opportunity to appreciate. So again, make the most of it. Talk about that individual. Talk about how these suggestions and ideas were incorporated by this individual. And now you have this opportunity to appreciate. Show small gestures, and I prefer writing. So maybe if you can write a few sentences or a line or an email, I think that would make a big impact on this individual as well. So try and look for these opportunities where you can show the visual signs of your appreciation as well. That will help you to build this culture in an organization. And as I said in my last video also, whatever culture you want to build in an organization, it builds from top to bottom, which means that the top leaders in an organization should believe in the culture that you are trying to build in an organization. If somebody in this top leadership is not in sync with the thought of building this culture, it will be slightly difficult for you to build. So try and be in sync with the thought. It will be very, very easy for you to build this culture. Thank you so much for your time for watching the video. I would request all of you to drop your suggestions and notes in the comment section. Thank you once again.